Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome back to English Made Easy. And I'm so happy you've decided to spend some of your valuable time with me today. Here on our channel, the goal is always the same, to help you learn English in the simplest, most relaxing, and most effective way possible. We believe that learning a language shouldn't feel like a difficult test. It should feel like a discovery, a quiet journey you can enjoy. Today, we're going to do something I think you'll find incredibly useful. We're going to look at 10 English words that might seem a little big, a little intimidating. You might see them in a job application or hear them in a movie when someone is describing a hero, or read them in an article about successful people. But here's the secret. They aren't as complicated as they look. These are power words. They are words that help you describe your best qualities and the best qualities in others with wonderful precision. Learning them can help you feel more confident in so many real-life situations, like writing a personal statement for school, updating your professional profile, or even just giving a compliment to a friend that really, truly means something. So today, we're going to take these 10 hard words and make them simple. We will dive deep into each one, gently and slowly. And I promise you, by the end of our time together, you will understand exactly what they mean, you'll learn some easier words that mean the same thing, and most importantly, you'll know precisely how and when to use them in your day-to-day life. So find a comfortable spot, take a nice, slow breath, and let's begin our journey. All right, our first word is reliable. Let's start with how to say it. It has 4 parts, 4 syllables. Listen closely. Re-li-a-ble. Again, re-li-a-ble. Notice where the stress is? It's on that second part, reliable. It's not reliable, it's reliable. Try saying it with me, nice and slow. Re-li-a-ble. Perfect. So what kind of word is it? Reliable is an adjective. Remember, an adjective is a describing word. It describes a person, a place, or a thing. So we can talk about a reliable person, a reliable car, or a reliable friend. Now for the most important part. What does it mean? In the simplest terms, reliable means you can trust it. You can depend on it. If something is reliable, it does what you expect it to do every single time. It won't let you down. Let's put it in a sentence to make it super clear. Imagine you have a favorite pen. It always writes smoothly. It never runs out of ink unexpectedly. You could say, my favorite pen is very reliable. What does this mean? It just means you can trust your pen to work when you need it. Here's another example, this time about a person. If your friend always keeps their promises and is always there for you when you need help, you could say, Sarah is a very reliable friend. If she says she'll help me, I know she will. So, what are some other words that mean the same thing? Some easy synonyms for reliable are dependable or trustworthy. If someone is trustworthy, you can trust them. If something is dependable, you can depend on it. See how they all connect? Reliable, dependable, trustworthy. They are all part of the same family of meaning. Let's try a little visual or emotional example to help this word stick in your memory. Close your eyes for a second if you can. Imagine it's a cold, rainy morning. You have to get to school or work. You walk to your car, and you're worried it might not start because it's so old. You turn the key, and nothing happens. In that moment, you would say, this car is not reliable. Now imagine the opposite. You have a good, solid car. You turn the key, and the engine starts immediately with a happy sound. Vroom! You feel a sense of relief and calm. That feeling is the feeling of having something reliable. It's the feeling of safety and trust. Finally, let's talk about a common mistake. People sometimes confuse the word reliable with the word reliant. They sound a bit similar, but they are very different. Reliable means you can be trusted. Reliant means you need to trust someone else. For example, a baby is reliant on its parents. They need them. But a good parent is reliable. The baby can trust them to be there. So remember, reliable is about being the one who can be trusted. So that's our first word, reliable. Someone or something you can count on. Simple, right? Okay, are you ready for our second power word? This one is fantastic. The word is resourceful. Let's break down the pronunciation. It has 3 syllables. Re-source, full. Again, re-source, full. The stress is right in the middle on that source part. Resourceful. It sounds a bit like the word source, which means where something comes from, and full. Full of sources. Let's say it together. Resourceful. Beautiful. Just like reliable, resourceful is an adjective. It's a word we use to describe a person. So, what does it mean to be a resourceful person? A resourceful person is someone who is really good at finding clever ways to solve problems. They are good at using whatever is available to them to get things done. Even if they don't have a lot of money or tools, they find a way. Let's look at an example. Imagine you're trying to cook dinner, but suddenly the power goes out. No stove, no microwave. What do? Even though the power went out, she was resourceful and cooked a delicious meal on the outdoor grill. In this sentence, she didn't give up. She looked around, saw the grill, and found a solution. She was resourceful. Here's another one. A student needs to make a presentation, but their computer breaks. A resourceful student might borrow a friend's laptop, go to the library, or even draw their presentation by hand on large pieces of paper. They find a way. For synonyms, you could think of words like clever, creative, or inventive. But resourceful is special because it's about being creative in a practical way to solve a real-world problem. Let's use an emotional example to lock this in. Have you ever seen one of those movies where the hero is trapped on a desert island? They have nothing, no tools, no food. But a resourceful hero will use a sharp rock to cut vines, use those vines to build a shelter, and use a bent piece of metal from the shipwreck to catch fish. They are using the resources around them to survive. That is the ultimate picture of a resourceful person. It's a feeling of, I can handle this. No matter the problem, I will find a solution. Now, a quick tip for using this word. Resourceful is almost always used to describe a person. We don't usually say a car is resourceful or a pen is resourceful. It's about a person's ability to think and solve problems. Also, being resourceful isn't about having a lot of resources like money. In fact, it often means the opposite. It's about being clever when you don't have everything you need. So that's resourceful, a very positive word for someone who is great at solving problems with whatever they have. A very useful skill to have and a great word to know. Moving on to our third word, and it's a quality that is so important in today's world. The word is adaptable. Let's check the pronunciation first. It has 4 syllables. Adapt, bull. Let's do that again. Adapt, bull. The stress is on the second syllable, dapt, adaptable. You might notice it has the word adapt inside it, which means to change. So, adaptable. Try it with me. Adapt, bull. You've got it. And you guessed it, adaptable is also an adjective. It describes a person or sometimes a system or a plan. The meaning is right there in the word itself. To be adaptable means you are able to change easily to fit new situations. If plans change, you don't get upset or stressed. You just adjust and go with the flow. You are flexible. Here is a perfect example sentence. Think about moving to a new country to study. To be a successful international student, you need to be adaptable because the culture, food, and language are all new. This means you have to be willing to change your habits and learn new ways of doing things. You can't expect everything to be the same as in your home country. Another example. Let's say you're working on a team project and your boss suddenly changes the deadline. An adaptable team member wouldn't complain. They would say, okay, new deadline. How can we change our plan to make this work? Some simple synonyms for adaptable are flexible or adjustable. Just like a piece of rubber that can bend without breaking, an adaptable person can change without getting stressed. For our visual or emotional example, think about a chameleon. You know, that little lizard that can change its color to match its surroundings. If it's on a green leaf, it turns green. If it's on a brown branch, it turns brown. That chameleon is the perfect picture of being adaptable. It changes to fit its environment perfectly. Being adaptable as a person gives you that same feeling of power, that no matter where you are or what happens, you can fit in and be successful. It's a very calm and confident feeling. A little usage tip. We often use adaptable to talk about people in new environments, moving to a new city, starting a new job, or joining a new team. It's a huge compliment to call someone adaptable because it means they're strong and can handle change well. It's the opposite of being rigid or stubborn. So, there we have it. Adaptable. Able to change easily and successfully in new situations. A truly valuable quality. All right, let's switch gears a little with our next word. This one is for all the thinkers out there. The word is analytical. Let's sound it out. It's a bit longer with 5 syllables. A, na, li, tic, col. Again, a, na, li, tic, col. The main stress falls on that li part. A, na, li, ti, col. It comes from the word analyze, which means to study something carefully. Let's say it one more time. Analytical. Excellent. And yes, analytical is an adjective. We use it to describe a person, a mind, or a skill. An analytical person, an analytical mind. So what does it mean? Someone who is analytical is very good at looking at information, breaking it down into small parts, and understanding it logically. They use facts and data to make decisions, not just feelings. They like to understand the why behind everything. Let's use it in a sentence. Imagine a detective trying to solve a crime. The detective had an analytical mind. She carefully examined every piece of evidence to find the killer. She isn't just guessing, she is looking at the facts, the fingerprints, the timeline, the clues, and putting them together like a puzzle. Her approach is analytical. Here's another one, maybe from a business setting. Our team needs someone with strong analytical skills to understand the sales numbers and figure out why they are going down. This person would look at charts and reports to find a logical reason for the problem. Some good synonyms for analytical are logical or systematic. Someone who is systematic does things in a step-by-step, organized way. For our emotional or visual example, think of playing a game of chess. A good chess player doesn't just move pieces randomly. They are deeply analytical. They think, if I move my piece here, what will my opponent do? And then what will I do? What are all the possibilities? They are analyzing the situation from every angle. Being analytical feels like having a clear, organized brain. It's the feeling of seeing the hidden patterns that other people might miss. Here's a usage tip. Analytical is often seen as the opposite of emotional or intuitive. An intuitive person might say, I just have a feeling this is the right answer. An analytical person would say, let's look at the data first and then decide. Of course, you can be both, but the word analytical specifically points to that logical, data-driven way of thinking. So, analytical. Using logic and careful thinking to understand things. A fantastic word for anyone who loves to solve puzzles and find answers. Our fifth word is a beautiful one, and it describes a very special kind of person. The word is meticulous. Let's get the pronunciation right. 4 syllables. Ma-tick-you-lus. Again, ma-tick-you-lus. The stress is on tick. Meticulous. It has a nice, careful sound to it, doesn't it? Try it. Meticulous. Very good. Meticulous is another adjective used to describe a person or the work that they do. We can talk about a meticulous artist or a meticulous plan. What does it mean? To be meticulous means to be extremely careful and precise. You pay attention to every single tiny detail. Nothing is overlooked. It's like being a perfectionist, but in a very positive way. Let's see an example. Think about someone who builds model airplanes. He is a meticulous craftsman. He spends hours painting every tiny detail on his model airplanes perfectly. He doesn't rush. He makes sure every single part is exactly right. His work is meticulous. Here is another one. Maybe you have a friend who is an amazing cook. Her baking is meticulous. She measures every ingredient to the exact gram, and her cakes are always perfect. Some simple synonyms for meticulous are careful, thorough, or detail-oriented. If you are thorough, you check everything. If you are detail-oriented, you focus on the details. Meticulous is like a super-powered version of all of those words. Let's create a mental image. Imagine someone building a huge, complicated Lego castle. A meticulous person would have all the little Lego pieces sorted by color and size. They would follow the instruction book step by step, making sure every single brick is pressed down firmly and is in the exact right place. The final castle would be flawless, with no mistakes. That intense focus and dedication to getting every detail right is what it means to be meticulous. It's a feeling of pride in doing something perfectly. A quick tip on using this word. Meticulous implies that something takes time and effort. You can't do something meticulously in a hurry. It is the opposite of being sloppy or careless. So if someone hands you a messy report, you could think to yourself, this is not very meticulous work. So there you have it, meticulous, paying extreme attention to every detail. A wonderful compliment for anyone who does their work with great care. We are halfway through. How are you feeling? You are doing an amazing job. Let's take a deep breath and get ready for our next word. Our sixth word is a very popular one in the business world, but it's useful in all parts of life. The word is proactive. Let's check the pronunciation. 3 syllables. Proactive. Again, proactive. The stress is on AC, proactive. You can see the word active inside it, which means doing something. The pro part at the beginning means before, so it literally means to act before. Let's say it together. Proactive. Perfect. Proactive is an adjective. It describes a person or an action. So what does proactive mean? It means taking action to cause a change rather than waiting for a problem to happen and then reacting to it. You think ahead, you anticipate future problems or needs, and you do something about them now. Let's look at an example. Imagine a big exam is coming up in 3 weeks. A reactive student waits until the night before the exam to start studying. They are reacting to the problem. But a proactive student starts studying a little bit every day for 3 weeks. They are acting before it becomes a problem. So our sentence could be, she is a proactive student. She always starts studying for her exams weeks in advance. Here's another example. Your boss is worried that a client might be unhappy. A proactive employee would call the client before they complain just to check in and ask if everything is okay. They are getting ahead of the problem. A simple synonym for proactive is forward thinking. You are thinking forward into the future. The opposite of proactive is reactive. Reactive people wait for things to happen to them. Proactive people make things happen. For our emotional example, imagine you live in a place where it snows a lot in the winter. Being proactive is buying a good winter coat, a shovel, and salt for the sidewalk in the autumn before the first snow falls. When that first big snowstorm hits, you are prepared and calm. You just get your shovel and clear the path. The feeling of being proactive is a feeling of being in control. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the one steering the ship. A usage tip: proactive is a very strong, positive word to use on a resume or in a job interview. Saying, I am a proactive problem solver, tells an employer that you don't wait for someone to tell you what to do. You see what needs to be done and you do it. So, proactive, acting in advance to deal with an expected change or difficulty. A true power word. This next word is all about teamwork. The word is collaborative. Let's pronounce it carefully. It has 5 syllables. Co, la, bo, ra, tiv. Again. Co, la, bo, ra, tiv. The stress is on that second syllable, la, collaborative. It comes from the verb to collaborate, which means to work together. Let's say it. Collaborative. Fantastic. Collaborative is, you guessed it, an adjective. It describes a person, a team, or an environment. The meaning is simple and wonderful. Collaborative means working together with other people to achieve a goal. It's about sharing ideas and sharing the work. It's the spirit of teamwork. Here's an example sentence from a school setting. The science project was a collaborative effort. All 5 students contributed their ideas and worked together. This means no single person did all the work. They shared the responsibility. They collaborated. Here's another one about a work environment. I love my new job because it's a very collaborative atmosphere. We are always helping each other and sharing ideas. A simple synonym for collaborative is cooperative. If you are cooperative, you work well with others. Team-oriented is another good one. For our visual example, think about an orchestra. You have violins, cellos, trumpets, and drums. If every musician just played whatever they wanted, it would sound terrible, right? It would just be noise. But in an orchestra, everyone follows the same music and listens to each other. They work together. Their performance is collaborative, and the result is beautiful music. That feeling of creating something bigger and better together than you could alone, that is the feeling of being collaborative. A usage tip. When we describe a person as collaborative, it's a big compliment. It means they are not selfish. They are a good team player. They listen to others and value their opinions. It's the opposite of someone who is individualistic or who always wants to work alone. So, collaborative, working together as a team, a key to success in so many parts of life. All right, are you ready for a word that's all about new ideas? Our 8th word is innovative. Let's get the pronunciation down. 4 syllables. In-no-va-tive. Again, in-no-va-tive. For this word, the stress is right at the beginning, on in, innovative. It comes from the word innovation, which means a new idea or new method. Let's try it. In-no-va-tive. Perfect. Innovative is an adjective. It describes an idea, a product, a company, or a person. So what does it mean? Innovative means new, original, and creative in a way that creates change. It's not just a new idea. It's a new idea that is advanced and better than what came before. Let's look at an example. Think about the first smartphones. The first iPhone was a truly innovative product. It completely changed the way people use mobile phones. Before the iPhone, phones were mostly for calling. The iPhone introduced a totally new way of interacting with the device, with apps and a touchscreen. It was innovative. Here's an example about a person. She is an innovative thinker, always coming up with new solutions that nobody has thought of before. Some good synonyms for innovative are groundbreaking, creative, or original. The word groundbreaking is a great visual. It's like you are breaking new ground where no one has walked before. For our visual or emotional example, think about the history of transportation. For thousands of years, people walked or rode horses. Then, someone invented the wheel. That was innovative. Then, someone invented the steam engine for trains. That was innovative. Then came the car, and then the airplane. Each step was an innovative leap forward that changed the world. The feeling of being innovative is the excitement of creating the future. It's about looking at the world and thinking, how can we make this better in a completely new way? A quick tip. Be careful not to use innovative for every small new idea. It's a strong word. A new flavor of ice cream is probably just new or creative. A new type of ice cream that never melts and is also healthy? Now that might be innovative. It implies a significant, important change. So, innovative, introducing new, advanced, and original ideas. A word for the creators and the dreamers. We have just 2 words left. You are doing so well. Our 9th word is about communication. The word is articulate. Let's pronounce it. 4 syllables. Articulate. Again, articulate. The stress is on that TIC syllable. Articulate. Let's say it together. Articulate. Now, this word is special because it can be two things. It's usually an adjective, but it can also be a verb. Let's focus on the adjective form first, as it's more common. As an adjective, articulate describes a person. What does it mean? An articulate person is someone who is able to express their thoughts and feelings clearly and effectively in words. They speak well. They can explain complex ideas in a way that is easy to understand. Here's an example. She is a very articulate speaker. She explained her complex scientific research in a way that everyone in the audience could understand. This means she chose her words carefully and spoke clearly. Here's another one about a child. For a 5-year-old, he's very articulate. He can tell you exactly what he wants and why. A simple synonym for articulate is eloquent or well-spoken. For our emotional example, imagine you are having a really difficult day. You feel sad and confused, but you don't know why. You try to explain it to a friend, but the words just come out messy. I'm just, Now imagine you have an articulate friend. You talk to them and they're able to say, "It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed and a little bit lonely because of the pressure from your new project." And you think, yes, that's exactly it. An articulate person can put feelings and ideas into the right words. It feels clear, like a foggy window being wiped clean. Now, for a quick usage tip, remember I said it can also be a verb. When we use to articulate, articulate, same pronunciation, it's the action of expressing an idea. For example, he finds it difficult to articulate his feelings. That means he finds it hard to express his feelings in words. The adjective describes the person. She is articulate. And the verb describes the action. She can articulate her ideas. So, articulate, able to speak clearly and expressively, a wonderful skill to have. We have arrived at our 10th and final word, and it's a very practical one. The word is punctual. Let's get the pronunciation. 2 syllables. Punc-tu-al. Again, punc-tu-al. The stress is right at the beginning. Punctual. Say it with me. Punctual. Great. Punctual is an adjective and it describes a person. The meaning is very straightforward. To be punctual means to be on time, not late. If the meeting is at 9 a.m., a punctual person arrives at 9 a.m., or maybe even a few minutes early. Here is a very simple example. My boss is very punctual. He always starts our meetings at exactly the scheduled time. Another one. Please try to be punctual for the movie. We don't want to miss the beginning. The best synonym for punctual is simply on time. That's it. It's a more formal and professional way of saying on time. For our example, think about the feeling of being late. You're running, your heart is beating fast, you feel stressed and embarrassed. That's the feeling of not being punctual. Now think about the feeling of arriving a few minutes early for an appointment. You have time to take a breath, relax, and gather your thoughts. You feel calm and prepared. That calm, respectful feeling is the feeling of being punctual. A little usage tip. Being punctual is highly valued in many cultures, especially in professional settings. It's seen as a sign of respect for other people's time. Calling someone punctual is a simple but powerful compliment. It says they are reliable and respectful. My cat, however, is not punctual. When he wants breakfast, he is never on time. He is always 1 hour early. That's a different kind of punctuality. And just like that, we did it. 10 big, powerful words: reliable, resourceful, adaptable, analytical, meticulous, proactive, collaborative, innovative, articulate, and punctual. You have listened so well, and you've learned so much today. Now, let me tell you a little secret. If you don't remember all of them perfectly right now, that is completely 100% okay. The human brain is a funny thing. It needs to hear things more than once. It needs time to let new information settle in. The most important thing is that you showed up today. You listened, you practiced, and you gave your brain something new and wonderful to work with. Every single time you do this, you are building a stronger, more confident English-speaking mind. You are making progress, one word at a time. I am so proud of you for making this effort. I hope you feel a little more confident today, and I hope these words feel a little less like hard words and more like useful tools you can start using in your daily life. Thank you so much for joining me here on English Made Easy. Please come back for our next lesson. I'll be right here, waiting to make English simple and fun for you. Until next time, take care, keep practicing, and be kind to yourself. Bye for now.